Fleischmann. And first to the Masters, a great job in qualifying from Christoph Adams. He has got a great pedigree here this weekend. Not that quick in warm-up this morning, but let's see how he now goes in what are near enough dry conditions on the racing line. Row 5 has Pascal Drouin and Pascal Marchel. Row 6 has the Swiss racer, which is Michel Biffiger, and Britt Barry Pullinger, who races here quite a bit, to be fair, in BNL and of course the Rotax Championship as well. Row 7 then sees Jorge Carlos Pescador alongside Nico Grimm. Row 8 is Marcel Schirmer with Philip Siwa. Row 9 lines up with Joel Altonen and Patrick Weinstock. On row 10 we have Slavomir Moransky, the next of the Masters, with Imka Arts, our lady racer, alongside. On row 11 is going to be Karol Germanovics with Andrew Williamson. Row 12 has Marius Ruhr and Tim Verelst. Then back on row number 13 is going to be Tommy Helfinger with Michael Becker. Row 14 is Frederick Franson and the likes of Manuel Schibinger. And then further back from that we have the likes of Imro Barizdo to round out the grid in this one. So carts then being assembled on the formation lap, but into a nice order for this race to get underway. And as soon as it does, it's going to be 11 laps for the DD2 competitors. For now, I'll be doing this race from the commentary box window because our TV screens have dropped down in the commentary box, so all I can see is what's on the track. So that's what we get for now. Hopefully the screens will be back up and running very, very shortly. But it's going to be from pole position, as we said. Nicholas Szabo, Harold Garkaklis is the man alongside. Row 2, Konstantin Scholl and Vili Valanen. And then behind that we have the likes of Kevin Ludi and Durante Cosimo Francesco as the lights now get underway for this DD2 race down towards the first corner. It's going to be a little bit tricky as they head their way in towards the first turn. Slightly wide there from our poleman, I think that was, is coming through there in the lead. It's going to be Nicholas Szabo, so it was the outside run, Harold Garkaklis, who ran wide. He was joined by the machine of Vili Valanen. They're all now going to sort themselves out through on towards the left-hander at turn 3 in this first lap, as our screens are now back with us, which is good, so we can see what's happening, what you're watching at home. Side by side for the lead of the race though, because here down the inside line tries to go the poleman Nicholas Szabo, who lost down to, is that Kevin Ludi, who's got up into second place already. Let's try and work them out as they fan themselves through a very tight line there. Yeah, it is Kevin Ludi. We said he'd go well in the wet conditions or damp conditions. He can go well as well. So Kevin Ludi now leads the race. He's very wily in what he does here, and Kevin Ludi will surely just now stream away as he's continuing to warm up his tyres. Down towards the right hander at turn 9 they come, slightly wide there from 606 that looked to be, which was Durante Cosimo Francesco. Yes it is, so he ran wide, now trying to get back past the 617 machine in towards the final corner, which is the one that's done fairly well. Harold Garkaklis is a little bit further back than where he needs to be, but drama already. There's lots of action there. Durante trying to get himself back up to speed as they cross the line for the first time. It's Kevin Ludi though that leads the way. Second for Nicholas Szabo. Third place is anyone's guess there. Harold Garkaklis was ahead and still is. You've got on his tail now the 636 machine, which is the Maxi Fleischmann kart coming through. Now looking for third place by the looks of it, up towards the right hander at turn number 5. I think Maxi Fleischmann has just gone through. Yeah, running wide there was Harold Garkaklis, so another place lost for him on this second lap as they power their way down the back straight in towards the right hander at turn 6. You can already see there the drying line which they're on, the darker line on the right hand side is the wet line, so that's what they're going to try and avoid. It depends what tyres they've gone for, to be fair. They might have taken a little bit of a risk and gone for slick tyres, which would be brave. As down the inside line now goes the 602 machine. That's Konstantin Scholl trying to make a place here on Harold Garkaklis. They get very close, make contact on the run down towards the right hander at turn 9, but Konstantin has got through on Harold's, and now ahead as well of Cosimo Francesco, who is trying to get past Harold on the run down towards the final corner. Behind them we've got 605, which is Vili Valanen. A little bit of a slow start from Vili, who's now under attack from our Masters leader, who is still Christoph Adams. Sits there in 8th position as they cross the line for the second time. Down towards the first corner they head. Nicely done for all of the front runners. Look at Kevin Ludi there, just searching, as we said, for the wet track. So I'd hazard a guess he's on the wet tyre. He is searching for the wet part of the track. Side by side here for second, which is Nicholas Szabo, still just ahead of Maxi Fleischmann, who goes for the inside line at turn 5. A great move there. Can he hold it on the exit? No, he can't, because again, Nicholas Szabo has more power on the tighter line on the exit as they run again side by side off the back straight down through the right-hander where there were yellow flags there, but through has gone Maxi Fleischmann for now. Nicholas Szabo sits there in third place. Who is the one we've lost? Let's have a quick look through the binoculars, and that looks to be 6'11", who has gone right. That's Marcel Schirmer. So Marcel not doing well in qualifying, not doing well in this race, unfortunately. He is the first of our retirements from the race. No one else has disappeared as of yet. There is our second place man then, Maxi Fleischmann. Down towards the final corner he goes. Kevin Ludi now already 2.1, in fact on this lap up to 3 seconds down the road. So they need to start working together in second and third places. The gap at the end of that lap, in fact, up to 3.3 seconds between the top two. So Maxi Fleischmann is now second. Third place is Nicholas Szabo. Fourth place at the end of that lap was Konstantin Scholl. There he is. Fifth place is then going to be Durante Cosmo Francesco. Sixth place for Haraldsgaard Kaklis. He's had the worst of the starts, down 4 places. Seventh place then for Willy Villanum. Eighth place is Philip Sewer. Great start from him, up 8 places. Ninth place is the first of our Masters, which is Christoph Adams, still many places ahead of everyone else. And 10th place for number 642, which is Nico Grimm. Already our second place man, Maxi Fleischmann, has pulled away, as running wide there was Nicholas Szabo, far too quick into the corner, which has now allowed Konstantin Scholl to go through into third place. But I was just saying there, Maxi Fleischmann already has pulled away massively over the rest of the runners behind him and is eating into the gap of Kevin Ludi. So a great job Maxi is doing. Quickest of anyone in Sector 1, personal best in Sector 2 as well. Under attack there is again still Nicholas Szabo. Next man to try and get through is Durante Cosmo Francesco as they cross the line for the 4th time. Lap 5 now started as they power through down towards the first corner. Kevin Ludi already negotiated the first turn. Maxi Fleischmann did the best lap of the race there, 1:12.618, which means the gap now between himself and Kevin Ludi is down to 2.8 seconds. So a great job he is doing. He's got no trouble from behind here, so he can just focus on one man, and that man, luckily for him, is the race leader. So let's see if the top two bring themselves together. There is Maxi Fleischmann, by the way, Nicholas Szabo, who has now lost the place to Durante Cosmo. He's gone through the Italian into 4th place. Still good fights a little bit further back. There's Christoph Adams, by the way, under attack now from Michel Biffiger and Nico Grimm. Both of those trying to get through in the main DD2 race. Whereas, of course, Christoph Adams is fighting for the Masters victory, which, as I said, he still holds over the rest of the pack. Down in second is Fredrik Franson. Third place is Weinstock, and 4th place is Michael Becker. That's how the Masters class looks. Lap 6 now started. There's Konstantin Scholl through up into 3rd place. Is he doing a better lap time? Well, he's not quite as quick as the second place man. He's not on par with the leader either. So Kevin Ludi extended his gap that time, by the way, over Maxi Fleischmann. So Kevin Ludi responds with a 1:12.206. Now 3.1 seconds to the good of Maxi Fleischmann. Here's a good fight going on between Philip Sewer and Haraldsgaard Kaklis. Philip Sewer trying to go down the inside line, very close there to contact, but Philip Sewer just kept the steering lock on there, and again Haraldsgaard Kaklis runs wide but then gets a nice slingshot through turn number 5 on the run down the back straight now as they search for the wet conditions, which there are not too many left of now because the circuit is almost fully dry. We're going to have a slight break after this race before our next race begins for the second heat of Minimax. But DD2 as good as ever here. One of the closest competitions this weekend, I feel. This one a little bit strung out because of the weather, but if it was bone dry it would be a really good fight out front, but it's not saying it's not going to be because the gap once again is coming down. Start of the last lap with 3.1 seconds. This lap again, Maxi Fleischmann has narrowed it down to 2.8 seconds between himself and that man there, Kevin Ludi. Third place, Konstantin Scholl. Is he catching the top two? Not quite. He's done exactly the same time as Maxi Fleischmann, which is good news because that means they're both catching now Kevin Ludi in the lead of the race. 4th place is still Durante Cosmo. And then behind him we've got Nicholas Szabo, Philip Siwa, who's still having this great battle with Harold Garkaklis, and they've now been joined by Marius Rua, who's come up from 23rd on the grid into 8th position. So watch out for the 615 cart on your screen now, into already on this lap 7th place, so past Harold Garkaklis. Can he get past Philip Siwa as well? Keep an eye on that one for the time being. Those 3 carts just heading up towards the hairpin at turn number 8, as Kevin Ludi now works his way through on towards the final corner. And that fight for 6th place, very intense at the minute. Here it is, 612 and 615. 615 is trying to get past Philip Siwa, which he may try and do at the final corner. He's very, very close. He gets late on the brakes as they turn through. Running wide there was Philip Siwa, so straight down the inside line now goes 615. Another place made up here from Marius Rua. He's now 17 places. That must have been the biggest gain so far in the races we've had this weekend. Best lap has now been recorded by Max Fleischmann in 2nd place, a 111.601. So a few more now going below the 112 barrier. He's now only 2.5 seconds back from Kevin Ludi as this fight continues then between the likes of Rua. You've got Philip Siwa. Now they're catching up with Nicholas Szabo as well in cart 643. So it's going to be a 4-way train as they head their way off the back straight. It's Marius Rua, the one who's really gaining up the places at the minute as they head through the right-hander at turn 7. Looking down the inside line there, Marius Rua, but a little bit of a tight apex as Nicholas Szabo had the door shut. And now with Durante Cosimo as well, so a 5-way fight this is, and Marius Rua looking to gain 2 more places within this race. Just wondering if he's on possibly slick tyres. That could be one of the reasons he's making up places hand over fist at the minute as they go down towards the final turn. Nicholas Szabo trying to get past Durante Cosimo as they head through the final corner. On towards the start finish line they come once more now. The start off lap number 9 for these 5 competitors as they go down towards the first turn. There is Maxi Fleischmann in 2nd. Again, another quickest lap of the race, a 110.779. I think Kevin Ludi's just made a mistake at the first corner as well, because the gap was 2.2 seconds. It's not going to be 2.2 now. It's about 1.5 by the time they get to the first sector. It's confirmed at 1.6 seconds. So again, Maxi Fleischmann doing well with just a couple of laps to go. Can he overhaul Kevin Ludi within this race? It's a fascinating battle now up front between the top 2. Nicholas Szabo has gone ahead of Durante Cosimo, by the way. Marius Rua has not yet, but he's getting very close to doing so as they turn their way through. In fact, he now has by the looks of it. So lots of action happening within this race. The battle for the lead is very interesting. This is another great battle further back between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th place guys. Here down the inside line comes now 612, which is Philip Siwa. He goes past Durante Cosimo. Marius Rua has made up another place in towards 5th. Now he goes on the back of Nicholas Szabo. Those two tied together by just half a second. Can Marius Rua gain another one? He's going to be up into 5th this time round. That's 18 places gained. Can he do 19 before the end of the race? We're now on to lap number 10 as the leader goes on towards the right-hander at turn 5. Kevin Ludi now leading by 2 seconds, so he pulled a little bit back on that lap. But Maxi Fleischmann again, the quickest man on circuit at 110.282. He's closing very quickly. He's better through sector 1 again, a 27.9, which means the gap is down to 1.5 seconds between the top 2. Konstantin Scholl at the minute all on his own in 3rd place. He's having a bit of a lonely race, but look at this fight for 4th place still ongoing as they come through turn 6. Nicholas Szabo leads it. Marius Rua is there in 5th. Philip Siwa is 6th. Durante Cosimo is 7th. Harold Garkaklis is 8th, and Barry Pullinger is making up a few places now. He's into 9th place, just got past Vili Villanen, but Barry struggled this weekend so far, but now these conditions starting to suit him as we head on to what will be the last lap of this DD2 heat number 1. So through goes Kevin Ludi again, responded with another quickest lap down to the 109s now, 866, which means he now leads Maxi Fleischmann by 2.1 seconds. Should just about hold on to that over the next half a lap as the rest of the pack work their way through. Fleischmann, Scholl, Rua now ahead of Szabo, so another place gain from Marius Rua. 19 places in this race. What a storming drive this has been from Marius. He'll be, I'm sure, really pleased with this. And let's see what he can do in the next heat, where again he'll be starting down 23rd on the grid hopefully it's another hard charge through the race from Marius Rua. But for now, Kevin Luley looks quick check over his shoulder just to see where those behind are, wearing the wet overalls for this race as well. But it's been another storming drive from Kevin Ludi. He's going to win this one by a couple of seconds as he peers now through the final corner. Heat number 1 for DD2. Kevin Ludi, last year's champion, is back on top here in Belgium, but can he continue that form for the rest of the afternoon? Second place goes to Maxi Fleischmann, slows right down towards the end there, 4.4 seconds back. Third place will go to Constantine Schon. For fourth place it will be Marius Rua. He's gained 19 positions in this race, the biggest we've seen so far this weekend. He comes through in fourth place. Fifth place for then Nicholas Szabo. Sixth place to Philip Siwa. Harold Skarkaklis gets 7th on the last lap. 8th place goes to Durante Cosimo Francesco, and 9th place for Barry Pullinger, just ahead of the fifth.